Good morning, my friends. This is Dr. Lieven speaking to you from Vila Moura in Portugal. And this morning is one of those days that we have to indeed not just bring the unpleasant news. You've already discovered the unpleasant news that Supernode, Tron Supernode, the site is no longer available. And that's not looking good. That's what I definitely call a red flag. Now, does that mean they're not going to come back? I don't know, but it doesn't look good. As a matter of fact, what makes it extra inappropriate in the marketplace, and therefore definitely if they don't come back, they would be an absolute scam, is that they have $2 million in reserve. That's visible on the Tron scan, so you can see that for yourself. And there is two addresses, Tron addresses, to which money has been transferred. One to the tune of about 29,000 and the other about 17,000. So that's potentially the owner draining the contract. The owner has refused to get back in touch with me, and that did not look good. You know, it's easy to think of that as I was hurting my ego because he didn't want to talk to me. It has nothing to do with that. It is the fact that when I'm truly trying to bring up-to-date information, the owner had promised to give daily updates, and he didn't keep that promise. So already from a few days back, when he didn't alert back, when he didn't update me, I became concerned. Now, I didn't want to raise a red flag before because you can sort of, you know, self-fulfilling prophecy. If I began to tell everybody, oh, it's a scam or it's a potential scam, unfortunately, there is all these yo-yos out there. I think if you tickle them or if you pinch them or if you punch them or if you give them a kiss, in either case, they scream scam because they're so afraid, they're afraid of their own shadow. If I clap my hands, they would jump up in fear. So you can't be, and if enough people do that, then a whole program collapses. Now, I want to address the subject that on one hand, there is the programs that totally rely on sponsoring. Almost all MLM, even Forsage, all of that is, unless you sponsor, you don't make money. And these MLMers are actually proud to say that. Who are they? The superstar marketers, or they have a huge contact list, or they know how to do advertising, or they're great promoters, or any of this. And they think they're important. Why? Because through their marketing skill, they can suck up all the money from all the ignorant people who don't know how to market. Now, an MLM where somebody is happy with the product, I'm not talking about that. There is no issue whatsoever with that, and if somebody gets paid for selling and promoting that product and people are happy with the product, that is a very good relationship. But almost all MLMs promise what? You can make money. Everybody can make money. That's a lie. And it's a lie that they haven't been able to prove for 60 years that it isn't a lie. I know the numbers of MLM. 97, every MLMer knows that. Every MLM company knows that. You think these fucking guru leaders don't know that? They know that too. 97% of the people don't make money. And it's always the same deal. These little fucker gurus, and sorry I call them that way, I'll call them worse. I'll call them Las Vegas slut machines. They say, well, of course, 97% don't make money because they're not willing to do anything. And that's wrong. A lot of these people are willing to do things, but they're not capable of doing it. Online marketing, I've been saying this all along, is much more difficult than teaching somebody brain surgery. So you do not tell people that everybody can make money if the program is based on sponsoring. That's why in Forsage, look at the guys. I'll show you their account. If they've made $500,000 or above, and I know some personal acquaintances with $1 million, I know one dickhead with $2 million, over $2 million, and he's so proud. He actually slurps while he talks. It's almost as if the blood is dripping out of his mouth, the little hound dog. Go look inside their account. Their own followers are losing money. They're not making money. Oh, they're making a little bit of money, but not what they injected. I mean, there is people going in with $24,000 and they end up making $2,000, $5,000, and everybody claps. I don't clap at that. You know when I clap? If they've injected $24,000, I'll only begin to clap if there is $25,000 coming back, meaning they made a net $1,000. I'd rather see somebody make $500 net than to see them make $55,000 gross, but no net profit. So MLM is a scam in that regards. In their promise of delivery of money-making potential with that everybody can do that. It's not true. As a matter of fact, only 3% can do that. And I'll tell you ahead of time, out of that 3%, 2/3, meaning 2% out of 100, make only mediocre money. They inject a lot of money, inject a lot of time, and they barely make enough their money back and to be able to pay the bills, because they have to go on cruises, they have to go onto photo shoots with the stupid president of a company. You think I'm impressed with that from a money-making viewpoint? I'm not. That's stupidity. Now, if you enjoy that social charade around it and you enjoy going on the cruises and you're willing to lose money over that, hey, you know, there's people that go to Las Vegas and there's people that buy lotto tickets. That's fine. You know, wasting money is easy. Making money means you make more than you put out. I've been saying this all along. Now, a pure passive program, let's take a look at Supernode, 4.5 to 7.5% per day. We all know that that is not sustainable. We knew that from the beginning, and I was clear on that I said, I don't know if it'll last. I don't know how long it will last. Well, and I told everybody, watch the balance, watch the balance. Well, the balance was not bad, but then I don't know if he scammed us. We'll know over the next few days. You know, I think the excuse that he's working on the side and so on, I think it's an excuse. And that guy will get prosecuted one way or another, by Mother Nature or by the law, if he has indeed run away with that $2 million. And that $2 million is visible in the 2 Tron addresses. I'll point them out under this video so you can all see it. But the key is not to get, it's okay to get upset. It's okay to get sad. It's okay to get angry. We go through all of these emotions. I've addressed this in one of my Zoom calls, how to recover your losses. I think most people had the brains, and I've told all people, do withdrawals, do withdrawals, do withdrawals. And if you have done withdrawals, you probably just about got your money back. So now, of course, those that invested yesterday, not good. That's why you haven't seen me promote it. The only thing I put up there was those tokens, super tokens or whatever. I don't think they're going to become something, but, you know, you never know. And I even made the gesture of purchasing 5,000 Tron worth of these super tokens just to see what would happen. Right now, the sites are not available. Does that mean the sites are going to come back? They're definitely doing something in the Telegram groups, etc., etc. But let's step away for a moment from that chaos of the unknowns right now with Supernode, and I'll admit it doesn't look good. Especially, I'm mostly concerned about these 2 Tron addresses that are draining the balance. The balance right now is over $2 million. So that's significant money. And you know, I hope that the owner doesn't run with that. If he is no better than these Las Vegas slot machines who steal money from people by promising they will make money in their program, and then where the numbers prove they don't. And the only excuse they have is, well, you were not a good marketer. Well, of course they're not good marketers, because 97% of the people will never be good marketers. So there is no much difference between the extreme of a scammer stealing money from people in a passive program, or the scammers pretending you're going to make money, but where the numbers end up proving they don't. There is really not much difference. Where is the solution? The solution is when these two eventually mesh. And I will keep looking. Believe me, I will retire from this industry before the end of next year. I'm no longer gonna do this money-making industry, and it's not because I don't believe in it. It's because I'm tired of all the whiners and the crybabies on one hand, and then I'm tired of seeing ignorant people fall for these marketing gurus who promise the earth and the moon. All of my followers know that I've never promised chickens to fall out of the sky. If you're going to go into a passive program, there is a higher risk, and you need to know that, and you need to do risk management. You only go in with that which you can afford to lose, and you need to make sure you begin to withdraw soon enough. That's why, I mean, what, this guy there, Ether Chain, and now Tron Chain, you believe that one, Andreas? He's a scammer too. He's paying 1% or something ridiculous. You need to wait, what? That means you need to wait 100 days before you even get your money back. By that time, he's already pitching another program. You know, it's so paying a ridiculously low passive percentage isn't the solution either. Oh, for him it is. He just pops another program and pops another program. So none of that I don't support either. Here, what is the good thing we've pulled out of this? We've done, once again, another experience with operating with Tron. Operating with Tron is intelligent because Tron is much faster, Tron is much cheaper. And that is what we need to be ready for. Some program, and maybe it's Tron Storm, you know I have my eye on that one. Maybe it's X3M, the great program of a good man, Dale. Maybe even Lado from Forsage will come up with another version, because he knows too that there is too many people who are not making net money in Forsage, and that these big fat cats at the top are eating up everything, and they're pretentious about it. I'm spitting in their face because they cannot even admit, they should admit, that the majority will never make money with Forsage. I'm talking about net money. So I don't like misleaders. Lado is not a misleader, the originator of Forsage. He has told right from the front, if you don't work, if you don't promote, you ain't gonna make money. That's fair. So I take my hat off to Lado. I do not honor his leading distributors because they're misleaders. They're false. There is this fable of somewhere the flute player of Hamlet that leads all the mice in the river or the rats in the river. Well, that's what they are. They're misleading people. That's why I call them Las Vegas slut machines. They're worse than the hookers. At least the hooker is doing her effort or his effort to offer a service. I find it a sad way to offer service, but nevertheless they offer a service. These gurus, all they do is they smile at you while you pay, and then they collect and they let you die. I don't like that. And then the next thing they go, well, you should be a marketer. If 97% of the people will never become a marketer, you cannot promise that everybody has a good, fair chance. It's a very slim chance. As a matter of fact, 2% is mediocre and 1% is ridiculous. I'll take this to the hotel industry for a moment. And many of you know that I honor greatly the Marriott hotels. J.W. Marriott, the grandfather who originated, then his son, Bill, 83 years old now. Marriott has always said there should be less than 3% dissatisfaction. In other words, there should be less than 3% of the people who feel they didn't get what they paid for. As a matter of fact, they prefer 1 or 2%. If it becomes 3%, alarm bells already go off. Now, out of the, if it becomes 5% dissatisfaction, corporate people come in and they see there is obviously mistakes being made, and they make suggestions to make corrections. They insist on the corrections being made. Then, if it hits dissatisfaction 10%, Marriott pulls their name off the building. They do not want to represent that. Now, MLM has 97% dissatisfaction. How is that? Somebody ought to go pull the name off the building, right? I mean, are we that ignorant that we're going to fall over and over and over again? Now, some people say, well, that's just the percentage of life. You cannot change that. I disagree with that. I believe that the balance, that the solution is a balance in between. When somebody pays money, they too are contributing. These molecules, their money is, I mean, somebody is putting that money in their pocket, right? If the sponsors are pocketing the money, then they too should realize that we should look after the people who are losing money, who haven't made any net money yet. And the programs that will make it, here is one that I believe will be a solutions provider, is on passive. That's why I've been pitching on passive, even though I'm wishing them to have come to market much sooner. I'm not happy that they don't define a date. That's ridiculous. But they should, because if you don't define a date, it defines your inability. Donald Trump, if he's building a building, he defines a date, he defines a budget. He's usually ahead of schedule and he's usually below budget. You know these movies that they make and 3 years later they're beyond budget and they're beyond schedule and they still don't know when they're gonna come out. So I'm not happy with the delay on passive, but I am very excited with the promise of delivery of all the products and services. Mostly the number one is the traffic. They'd better be delivering good traffic or I'm going to piss all over them. But I trust Ash enough that he's been able to negotiate well with the traffic families that are there in the world. There's only a handful of them. So it's easy enough. There is about a dozen families that are handling almost 90% of all the traffic in the world. So with on passive, we're getting a promise of delivery that everybody will have access to that traffic and they'll be able to direct it to any direction, any program they want to. Then they could direct their traffic to Forsage and they'll make money. Then any program that even offers a passive component, they need new people too. We can direct, everybody can direct traffic at that. Because on passive, it will be automated traffic, it will be automated prospecting, automated follow-up, and automated closing. When you have all of that done by AI, by intelligence of software and intelligence of construction, it's inevitable that that will be a great program. So the wise ones, get your foot in the door. It's only $97 to get a foundership, and somewhere September, October, we're going to see a launch. I'm convinced. As a matter of fact, I'm sure the operation cannot afford to wait longer. The world needs it, and they need the cash flow too, no doubt about it. So that's one promising. Tron Storm, we're going to follow that. Why? It's mostly a promoting program and rewarding the people that promote, but there is a passive component. You have to not only go in with the 500 Tron, but also the second level, 2000 Tron. On that 2000 Tron, you go into a straight line, sort of an auto pool, and which is first come, first serve. It's a long line of people that is built with whoever is next in line. When the three next people come, it pushes out and pays a person 3 times of what they purchased in that passive auto pool or in that straight line. So there is a potential there. Will that be the proper balance? I don't know. It's the market that will decide together with the good coordination. I don't know what time it is, but there's probably a Zoom coming on and you should attend it. You know, you do what you wish, but at least don't give up hope, or give up hope for a day and then pick up your hope again the next day. Because somewhere we're going to discover a program that does a balanced deal. Now, in order, it's much more difficult to come out with a balanced program than it is to come out with a program that is purely for the promoters. Coming out with a program that says you need to bring in 3 people or otherwise you don't make money, that's easy. I mean, almost any idiot can do that. the coming out with a program that rewards the very least that should happen. The very least that should happen is that the people who injected money, that they get their money back if they somehow fail in every other aspect. Then that would be more fair, because who of these promoters enjoys seeing people lose money? I don't like to see people lose money. I don't. I really don't. I'm the opposite. I rejoice when my people make money. And I've succeeded into making that happen. Back in the days of Banner's Broker, as long as I was promoting it, all of my followers made at least 5 times their money back. Many of them did 10 times or more their money back. That is good money making. When that no longer was happening, I quit promoting it. Unfortunately, that company, the owners were snorting cocaine, and so they destroyed the company, and for 2 years a zombie kept walking around, kept promising people they would make money. I knew they wouldn't. That's why I refused. I had people come up to me with 20,000, with 50,000. Please, Dr. Lieven, manage it for me. I said, no, no more. It's not looking good. There is malintegrity in the leadership. So they actually gave me 2 death threats. This is the owners of Banner's Broker. They're in jail right now. I could put them in jail even longer, because I've never testified to the fact that they threatened my life twice. Once per telephone, once in actual a tug that came to say that I would be shipped out in a body bag. Yeah, that's how cute these guys get. You know, their drive to get more money, to buy more cocaine and get more hookers and drink more alcohol until they're into oblivion. So that was a good program, but they completely fucked it up with malmanagement, and so that balance is not easy. Yeah, it's not easy. However, I mean, talking about Banner's Broker, had they delivered a good product, which they didn't. Their banner impressions sucked. They were actually false and misleading in that, we discovered afterwards. But had they delivered a good product and had they done good management, we'd still be doing Banner's Brokers today. You know, so it's not an easy field. Finding that balance, not easy, because one, you've got the owners that never even want everybody to make money. Secondly, you got all these Las Vegas slot machine guru little marketers. They call themselves leaders. The ridiculous little pinheads, dickheads. They're happy to collect money from others. They don't really give a damn whether other people are not making that money. So when you have those forces, as long as those forces are in leading role, you never get good results. When the owner and the leaders understand that everybody should be making money, not equal money. I'm not a communist. You know, I agree, people who do effort should always be paid much, much more. I totally agree with that. I'm a capitalist, but I'm also social enough, not a socialist, not a communist, but I'm social enough that we shouldn't create people who lose. That is not fair. Actually, here is the deal. Nobody ever quits a program when they're making money. So wouldn't you rather have millions and millions of people who make a moderate amount of money following you and keep following you than the attrition ratio, as they call it, the fallout ratio is horrendous in typical only sponsoring programs or MLMs. They need to keep recruiting because they fall out at the bucket. I mean, how long can you lose money, right? So, folks, I hope there was a little bit of common sense in here. I get enough messages right now. There is no sense sending me private messages. Listen to my updates, and I would say for sure get into on passive. Be ready for that, because those who have purchased a founder's position will be glad they got their foot in the door. If you haven't got the $97 to wait another few weeks or at most another month, then don't spend that, because you'll be able to start once they start for free, and eventually $25 per month. So I don't get any of that $97 anyway, so I ain't saying it for that. I'm saying it so you can get your foot in the door and you can become part of the elite team. We've got over 1,800 paid founders in my elite team. So thank you to everybody who's been building that. I appreciate that. And then keep your eye on Tron Storm, and keep your eye on Extreme XM3, because Dale is a good man, he's an intelligent man, and we'll see what can be done to bring wind in the sails right there. So any program needs to be promoted one way or another. If it's only passive people coming in, a program isn't going to go anywhere. We all know that. So God bless you. Let's I need to mention one more thing. Please, 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 please. I said 5 times please. I'm not going crazy yet. Do study the science of getting rich. I think, and I'll let you know if I finally commit to it, but I think I'm going to be teaching it 17 Zooms in a row. If you want to attend or listen to the recordings, it's 17 chapters. A chapter is only 5 or 10 minutes per day. It's the easiest course in the world. I will repost it. Once again, it's so many times already in my channel, and if you're not part of my channel, well, then I don't know which planet you're living on. You need to be part of, subscribe to my channel, and you should pin it to the top. Not to please me, to be informed, and if nothing else, to be inspired. I'm not here to motivate or entertain you. I'm here mostly to inform you and to try to educate you. The Science of Getting Rich was written over 100 years ago. To this day, every single person who has studied it, has applied it, has become rich. Every single person, there is no exceptions. This is a course, it is so powerful. It is such a solid, exact, scientific formula. If you apply it, you become rich. Even if you're dumb, you become rich. Even if you come from the poorest family, you become rich. Even if you come from the poorest country, you become rich. Even if you have no diplomas, you become rich. Even if you've never made money in your life, you become rich. Even if you've lost all your money that 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, you apply the principles, you become rich. It's a scientific formula. I've compared it to making mayonnaise. I don't know if anybody knows how to make mayonnaise, but making mayonnaise is a scientific formula. You need of the egg, the yellow of the egg. You throw out or put aside the white. You were not going to be using that. If you use the white in there, you already screwed up your mayonnaise. It needs to be just the yellow of the egg. Then you're going to add mustard, a spoonful of good quality Dijon mustard. The stronger the mustard, the better. Or obviously organic eggs or free-range chicken eggs are much better than these industrial snot eggs. So egg yolk, the yellow of the egg, with the mustard, throw in the salt, throw in the pepper, and begin to shake it up with whatever you call that thing there, with which you stir it up, and you begin to pour in sunflower. Use sunflower. Don't use soja and other vegetable oils. Use sunflower oil. So you will mix that, and you will see it congeal it's magical to watch it happen. And keep adding oil. It'll disintegrate a little bit, but keep stirring and it'll mix again. And in the beginning, it'll be very brownish, yellowish. And as you add more oil, it'll become lighter and lighter yellowish. And at the end, when you have a full quantity of mayonnaise, you either add some lemon juice, pure lemon juice, or you add some vinegar. And add all the salt and the mustard and the vinegar helps to preserve the mayonnaise. You can keep it for 2 or 3 months. It makes a mayonnaise not like you can buy on the shelf. It's a fantastic, delicious, delicious mayonnaise. But guess what? It's a scientific formula. If you have the exact ingredients and you put them in the exact order, the biggest moron on the planet can make mayonnaise, and the best chef in the world will make the mayonnaise in exactly the same way. But if you don't have the ingredients correct and in the correct order, you'll never have mayonnaise. You may end up with vinaigrettes of all sorts of deals, but it will not be mayonnaise. The science of getting rich is exactly the same deal. It's a method. If you apply it, it works. Please don't send me private messages other than if you would like to follow me in doing 17 Zooms on the science of getting rich, meaning 1 chapter a day for 17 days in a row, then send me. Yes, I will follow the science of getting rich. If I get at least a dozen, I'll do it. Because it's the easiest course, but it's a powerful course. And with that course, you get the radar to find the right programs. And you're not going to fall for the mousetraps. Neither the mousetrap of this big guru marketer who claims he's going to help you, nor the mousetrap of some passive program that just, tells you the chickens are going to fall out of the sky. Because neither of the two mature. The only programs that can make it happen is the ones that make that happy balance. Yeah. The world ahead, the future ahead is in the hands of those that know how to create balance. God bless you. Take care.